When we think of Easter, we remember family gatherings, we remember special church services, we think of the children's choir or Easter parades. But this year we have something in common with those first disciples who on that first Easter morning huddled behind closed doors. We sometimes get into such a hurry to get to the glory of Easter that we forget that those first disciples came to the tomb in the dark, afraid that they might be rounded up as co-conspirators. They came in grief, grieving over a lost friend, teacher, dream. And they came out of duty to come to clean and anoint the body for ritual burial. When the Sabbath was over, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Salome bought spices so they might go and anoint the body. And so early in the morning of the first day of the week, when the sun was rising, they went to the tomb. They were talking to one another, wondering who would roll away the stone from the entrance of the tomb. But when they looked up, it had been rolled away. And it was a big stone. As they entered into the tomb, they saw a young man dressed in white robes sitting at the right side. They were alarmed. But he said, "Do not be alarmed. You are looking for Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified. He's been raised. He's not here. See, here's the place where they laid him. But now go. Tell the disciples and Peter that he is going ahead of them in Galilee. And you will see him there, just as he said." And so then they left and fled in terror and amazement. They said nothing to anyone because they were afraid. So this is how the Gospel of Mark ends. The women flee, terrified, and they say nothing. And we, the listeners, are left to ask the question, what comes next? The early Gospel writers must have felt that same need to answer this, is because there's two more endings to the story. But Mark's original ending leaves the question with the listeners. Will you remain afraid and say nothing? Or will you witness to the good news, the gospel of Jesus Christ? The angel says that Jesus has gone ahead of the disciples to Galilee, and that's where they'll find him, just as he told them. Galilee, the place where Jesus did his ministry. He did his healing and his preaching and his teaching there. It is in following Christ's ministry in doing the work of Christ that we encounter the living Christ. And so we remember on this Easter morning at sunrise, we remember our baptism. We remember our calling and to be disciples for Jesus Christ. We remember the visual that ends with the lighting of the Paschal candle, the Christ candle, from the ashes of a bonfire built with the palms of last Sunday. And we remember that the risen Christ has broken down the barriers between Creator and created. And that nothing, not death, nor pain, nor hardship, nor sin, nor even this invisible virus can separate us from God's love. And so we are called, come, be about Christ's ministry. He's already there. Go, and you will find him. You will encounter him. And declare to the world, Christ is risen indeed. Hallelujah. Amen.